Hi, my name is Hannah, and I have a chemical sensitivity. I first started experiencing sensitivity to fragrances, cologne, and perfumes. The very first things I noticed was I would get really anxious or depressed if I was exposed to fragrances for a long period of time. This is after having long COVID and recovering. And mind you, I had removed all fragrances from my life after finding some holistic information on how to heal. And I started noticing that there were certain things that I maybe never would have attributed to fragrances, but once I removed those fragrances, I noticed that every time I was around them, I started getting symptoms that I used to experience. So it makes me wonder how many people are experiencing fragrance and chemical sensitivity that don't really know. They've never tried removing fragrances from their life. So they go day to day considering themselves someone with a chronic illness. Fragrances could be a major contributor and a major trigger to a lot of what people are experiencing, and they may never have figured that part out. So I know that fragrances, a lot of brands have their own fragrance, and fragrance has been sold as kind of sexy, but I think that being fragrance free should still be sexy. So I decided to create my own clothing brand called Fragrance Free, and I made hats and shirts and sold them to my online community that I'm a part of. Today I get brain fog, I get dizziness, confusion, vertigo when I'm around fragrances. Even just a small exposure might trigger brain fog. I'm a full-time student, so if I have to sit in class for 3 hours with somebody with perfume on, it's really difficult for me to read. It's really difficult for me to participate in class. It makes things really hard. I just want people to acknowledge this is a social issue. Fragrances are a personal space issue. Fragrances are a mental health issue. They contribute to a lot of anxiety. They're a big trigger for anxiety and depression. I learned that personally. And I want the world to wake up to this, and I want to make it not just something that people associate with disease or chronic illness. I want being fragrance free to become a lifestyle, and it needs to be cool.